everyone, Jeremy Majors here with Majors Academy Dog Training out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Back at you live again on a Thursday. If you are watching this after 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we are no longer live. Okay, I will get back to your question. Feel free to still ask a question or type it in, but I won't get back to you live. So, once again, if you are watching this after 7 p.m., we are no longer live. All right. So let's get into it. I mean, we can talk dogs all day, all night, till the cows come home. I do think it's important to meet people where they are, because in my line of work, you see some of the same issues, the same challenges that a lot of dogs go through. And the common theme is that someone has to spend time with your dog. Okay, but time is just not enough. There are plenty of people that spend plenty of time with their dog, but they don't know how to spend time with their dog. All right, so, and I'm not saying time as long something that is a long amount of time. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's the amount of time. I'm saying what you do with the time that you do have. What you do with the time that is given to you. That's more important, because you have a chance every interaction with your dog to either make your relationship better or make it a little worse. But it's the things, hey Bill, how are you, man? It's the little things that you let go in your relationship with your dog that can add up to be something horrible one day. Okay, so as you allow little things to add up as far as your dog perceiving you as someone they respect or someone they can walk all over. Oh, crap. I hate when that happens. Sorry, guys. Like I was saying, as every interaction counts, right? So you can either go towards a relationship, a respectful relationship, or a relationship where the dog thinks that it's okay to do certain things. Now, I've said this before, but time and time again, it's a reoccurring thing with people that I talk to. And so, once again, I'll just briefly go over it and start questions. But if you guys have any burning desire to ask your questions, go ahead and do so. I'll stop preaching or whatever, and I'll answer your question right away. Feel free to ask as many as you like, and it doesn't matter what it is, because I can guarantee you that there are issues that someone else out there is dealing with. So don't be afraid to ask your question. But, okay, here's this reoccurring thing. I don't want, life is fast. We live, as Americans, we live a fast-paced life. And when we get home from work, it's tough for a lot of us to pay attention in the ways that we need to our dogs and animals. And maybe we just want to shut off. Maybe we just want to sit on the couch, kick back, and have a beer, maybe watch television, whatever floats your boat. And so what happens is we allow the dog to outside, we take the dog outside, it comes back in, and then we sit on that couch. Sometimes we fall into feeling guilty of how long our dog has been put up. And this right here, that factor right there, is why a lot of people allow things to slip that they shouldn't. Oh, well, he's just been cooped up all day long, and I just feel bad, telling them what to do. That's that's something that I can empathize with. That's something that I can really, really empathize with. And so, but what we have to do is learn how to have the discipline to eradicate that guilt so that we can feel okay with being what we would perceive or what most people would perceive as mean, or telling our dog to do something because we have taken care of their needs. So if we take care of their needs, most people who have dogs that take care of their needs don't feel guilty giving them boundaries or strong boundaries because that guilt is not present. But if the guilt is present, then we allow our dogs, for one, we rush with everything, right? Rush to get them out. They're the first priority when they walk in the door. Okay, they got to go out because they've been cooped up. We feel bad. They go out, they get what they want. We reinforce the bad behavior, all of that stuff, because we're feeling guilty with our relationship, between the relationship of our dogs. So on the other side of that, dogs can really accommodate to a pretty busy lifestyle. Cheers, Patrick. Dogs can accommodate to a pretty busy lifestyle. Just because your dog has been cooped up doesn't necessarily mean you are obligated to feel guilty and overlook certain things that are very important to overlook. All right, so the more times we can create days that we can take our time and not feel guilty and give our dogs what they need, the better dog you will have. Okay. Hey, Jody. So we just have to come to a better place, and as far as discipline goes, and giving our dogs what they need in order for us to not feel guilty about being the leader that is necessary to help them through their issues, or just properly guide them through their life. All right, so that's that. I did touch on that last time. I don't want to continue to harp on that, but every week I am observing that the more that I talk to people and that and the other. So it's good to get that out there. It's good to recognize that as a dog owner. And I gotta admit to myself, I fall into that category as well. I'm not perfect, and sometimes life gets fast, and the more times you can slow it down and spend time in the right areas with your dog, the better the relationship is, the better their behavior will be. So, cheers to you guys. Thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions, feel free to type. Otherwise, I'm going to go over some questions that have been emailed to me, and you guys can just hang out. Appreciate it, Sean. What's up, cuz? All right. Okay, we got some questions coming in. Let's see here. Okay. All right. All right. A foster dog, not mine, is pooping in the kennel and then eating it. Kennel is correct size. Any tips? It's a 6-month-old healer mix, not potty trained in the house. either. Let's see. Okay, so for one, right away, if that was my dog is tricky. A lot of dogs can be tricky in that regard. Um, I don't think there's one solution. There's just certain things that you can do, and one of them is manipulating when they eat. Um, try and learn their pattern of their digestive system and feed them according to that, and that takes time to sort of wean out. Although it's a young puppy, so that'll be the tough part. Is puppies need to eat. Um, let's see. You can try. The other thing you can try is try changing the crate to a. If it's a wire kennel, you can try and change it to a travel crate or a plastic crate, one of those big plastic travel crates, and see if that'll do it. You can try putting some blankets in there. But more importantly, I would try and see if I can get, first of all, again, you may have to evaluate the type of food too. That may play a role. Change up the food, experiment with the type of food that the dog may, if the dog has a cleaner diet or just a different diet, it may, for one, not poop as much, and for two, not need to eat its poop. So there's a few things that you can try. If you've tried all of them, let me know, but that's what I would start with. All right. Thank you for your question. Okay, how snug should the pinch collar be? The pinch collar should not be able to really move up and down. Okay, it shouldn't be hanging like a piece of jewelry, although it shouldn't be so tight that you really can't get your hand underneath it. So it's got to be a happy medium. I'm not as stringent as some of my colleagues. I my pinch collars, they start off here, up here, right? This is where you want it, as high as possible on the neck. But sometimes mine do slip down, but not too much. Okay, so it shouldn't be on their chest or close to their chest. Hey Rachel, long time no see. Where you been? But it should be snug enough to where it's not moving too much. Okay, but not so tight. All right. Thank you for your question. Feel free to ask another one. Okay. I'm definitely sharing this step above page. Thank you for your insight and wisdom as always. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate the compliment. All right. Let's see. All right. What is a good job to teach your Belgian Malinois? I am adopting one in June from a family member. My other dogs have jobs: hunting, dock diving, service dog for my current dogs. I know this one will need more to keep his mind working as well as his body. Woo! All right, Malinois. So I would get into, a lot of people, dock diving is great. I would get into obedience as it pertains to competition. So a lot of Belgian Malinois they use for schutzen, which is, a sport that involves obedience, protection, and tracking. That would be a great activity to get into if you haven't already. But the Belgian Malinois is becoming more and more popular in sports like ring sport. If you don't know any of what I'm talking about, then Google it, and I'm pretty sure you will find a Belgian Malinois if you just Google ring, French ring, Schutzen. What else is there? All kinds of all kinds of sport dogs. So yeah, that's popular. Um, what else? Anything really. I mean, Belgian Malinois have such high prey drive that they can do any task that is work that is requires work. So you can do search and rescue. You can do just nose work. You can do hunting. You can do, if a dog is pronounced in prey drive, which is what they are pronounced in, then the Belgian Malinois is a good candidate. You could teach your Belgian Malinois how to do algorithms and second language if you'd like to take the edge off their drive. There you go. That's right. Yep. Okay. Hope that helps because they're going to need it. You're going to need it. You're going to need it with that Belgian Malinois. Hands down. All right. I'm going to go to my email. Okay. Hey, Jeremy. How can I get my puppy to stop biting and jumping up? She starts obedience training in 4 weeks. Okay. Jumping and biting. So puppies can learn to respect uh, anyone who lets them know that it's not okay to bite. Sometimes you may have to bite them back. Um, you have to get mutual respect from your dog to help the dog realize what's not okay and what's not. The mother would do the same thing. Okay. Um, and one of the quick things that I do with puppies if they decide to continue to bite me is I'll grab their bottom jaw and hold. And no dogs like it. All of them will kind of squirm away. And you tell them no when you do that. And if they continue to come at you, you continue to give them something they don't like. Okay, but you can't give up. And you have to be persistent with it. So the dog says, every time I try and bite, I get something I don't like. And then the dog will learn that it's not okay to do so. Same with jumping. You have to get mutual respect with your dog in order for the dog to think twice about um, uh, jumping on you and biting you. Because if the dog is jumping on you and biting you, he thinks it's okay to do anything. That's very disrespectful to in the dog world. Dogs that have respect between each other, if they do jump on them or bite them, it could result in a fight because it's very disrespectful. So you will have to display that level of disrespect somehow with your puppy. All right. Thank you for your question. Okay, next question. Here's a question. I have a rescue that I'm working with right now that placed a dog in boarding that has had no reactivity or aggression issues whatsoever. Was definitely fearful of men, but had never growled, snapped, nipped, barked, anything. Fast forward to him being placed in boarding for a week, and I was called in yesterday to evaluate him because they literally couldn't get him out of the run without a catch pole and stressing him out because he became reactive and aggressive. I feel that he may have had a bad experience in either the shelter or the boarding that caused him to regress into a fight-flight response, but I would really be interested in hearing your thoughts on what needs to be done to help decompress the situation. As a side note, after I had the staff back off from his run and spent about 10-15 minutes with him, showing him that I wasn't going to back down to his aggressive moves and display that I wouldn't even acknowledge him unless he was willing to meet me halfway. He calmed down enough for me to be able to pet him through the kennel and take treats from my hand with no growling or reactivity whatsoever. I would like to talk more with you in private about this because you have dealt with this much more than I have, but I'm interested in just hearing precursor thoughts and ideas. Let me know what you think. By the way, he's Uh, he is a beautiful 10-month-old black shepherd that weighs in at 75 pounds, and he knows that he is the shit. LOL. All right, Brian. I'll tell you that if he was fine with you, with showing no aggression, this, that, and the other, um, he must have felt comfortable enough with you. Change of environment. Most shelter environments are toxic for dogs. Surrounded with people who don't know how to deal with a dog that is nervous. So it kind of boils my blood a little bit that this has happened. They can't get the dog out without a catch ball. That means that they have to learn how to work with a nervous, fearful, big dog. Because if the dog was little, it wouldn't present the same picture to them, and they may be able to work through it. But bottom line, they have to learn how to change the culture of the environment, because it's not good. It's only going to get worse unless they learn how to let nervous dogs out of the crate, give the dog the proper structure to gain trust. Not be friends with the dog. The goal shouldn't be to be friendly. The goal should be to give the dog structure. And then friendship comes after. But too many times, right away, if a dog gets defensive, we go into this friendship, give a treat, want to crouch, turn her back, don't look the dog in the eye mode. And it's like, we got work to do. As trainers, we got work to do for that reason. That is not how you go about getting a dog to feel good about you, obviously, because that's what most people do, and it doesn't work. And dogs get put down for those reasons. But the shelter has to be willing to be able to learn. You're not going to be able to teach that dog how to deal with people who don't know how to deal with him. There can be, unless there's years of training, I think. Okay. When the dog goes into a stressful environment, let me just ask you this. When you go to the shelter and visit the dogs, are there dogs barking? Or is it totally quiet? I can guarantee you there's going to be dogs barking. I can guarantee you it's a stressful environment already for the dog. Dog spend time with you. You see no aggression. You may have nervousness, but he doesn't feel the need to get aggressive, which means your environment is not stressful enough to see it. Goes there. Just because there are other dogs barking, it's going to get that dog to be and feel some kind of way. More cautious. And yeah, the other workers, they're not there to harm the dog. But if you have an environment that is a barky environment, a stressful environment, the dog is going to do what it feels it needs to do to advocate for himself. And so, I reiterate, it's not going to get better unless those people know how to deal with fearful big dogs. Letting them in and out of a crate, giving the dog structure, and not trying to be the dog's friend as a priority, as the priority. So, got to train the staff, and that's the hard part, because there are egos that go involved with that, and it could be a waste of your time. But at the end of the day, that dog suffers because of egos, and that happens a lot. Not saying that that's going to happen with your situation. I pray that you can get through to them, and um, they are open to your suggestions. Vets, same thing, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Vets have to be willing to also. There's egos. There's big egos at vets' office. You know what I'm saying? So there's people that have accomplished a lot, and or we see, doctors and vets as this high, knowledgeable, smart person. So we don't even, So anyway, spot on. We're placing him tomorrow in a home where he'll be able to decompress, and I'll be able to work with him. He definitely needs to learn to trust and to learn to follow my lead before we can get to the friend's point. The person who is going to foster is well versed in reactive and fearful dogs, so I'll be working very closely with them to ensure that this dog gets what he needs. Thank you so much for your thoughts on this, man. Yeah, God bless you. I mean, that could have saved this dog's life. So yeah, good. I'm glad it's going to a home. That's wonderful. All right. Thank you for your questions. That's going to help out a lot of people. All right, so that's another thing, guys. Your questions, no matter how small or big, are necessary, are helpful for not just you, but for other people to hear. Because there are a lot of people who are struggling with the same issues that you guys are. So please don't be shy. Ask questions, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. All right, so Dozer has officially, hi Kim, how are you? So Dozer has officially threw me for a loop, pissed me the hell off. Today, while I was trying to bring him from going potty and letting Daisy out, I felt him behind me and he let out a growl. I thought he was going to go after Daisy, so I pushed her quickly outside since my back was turned to him. Instead, while I had my back turned to him, the little jerk decided to mount me. Oh, Lord. I pushed him off while commanding him to place, but he responded by latching harder and growling. He never has done this to me in all the 5.5 years of his life in our home. He is now in place in the living room with his e-collar on. I admit I'm a bit shaken by his actions. All right, Kim. So we were probably talking about something that I want to reiterate once again, just to go over something that may be a possibility of why you are seeing bad behavior once again. Okay, so ask yourself this question. Are you giving Dozer what he needs as far as exercise and as far as discipline? Or have certain things slipped lately? Have you not had time to keep those things reinforced in his mind that you are the leader and not someone he can just be disrespectful to? Because mounting is one of the most disrespectful things a dog can do to you. I mean, that's a oh hell no moment, right? That's like a little kid coming up to mommy and slapping the heck out of you. Let's just be real. What would you do? What would you do? No, we're not going to allow weather to be an excuse. Nope. Weather is not an excuse. Weather is not an excuse. Okay, because you have to be able to give the dog what it needs no matter what the weather is. We can't let that be an excuse. Get out there. Get geared up. I have to do it. Get geared up so you can be comfortable outside. Okay, because the weather's not bad. We did have that crazy winter storm, right? But the weather is not an excuse. Get out with your dog. Walk. Give the dog off leash time. Walk with your dog. Demand that your dog follow you. You don't follow him. Let the dog get some good mental, physical exercise with you there, making the dog listen to you. Okay? Let's not allow weather to be an excuse. I got to be out there with all these dogs, no matter what the weather is. They got to get what they need. And as a result, there is no bad behavior. Okay? So, put that e-collar on the dog. Take the dog for a long walk. Do not pet the dog for 2 weeks now. And hold that dog accountable to the behavior you know it can obtain. Okay? What? Man, someone just said I look like Michael Vick. Man, you better go on somewhere. I find that offensive. Anyway, we can't let these things be an excuse. Actually, I kind of do look like him. I don't care. It's whatever. I used to live in Atlanta, you know, whatever. But he's from Virginia. So anyway, yeah, the best thing you can provide your dog, right? You want to do something that's going to fulfill your dog? Allow the dog to have off-leash freedom. With you walking and your dog be in follower mode, don't follow your dog. Don't stop when he stops. Continue to walk at all times. If the dog gets too far away from you, call him back to you. But give that dog the ability to get out there, run, sniff. It's better than playing ball. It's better than frisbee. It's better than dock diving. It's better than obedience. It's better than all that crap. Okay, because remember, dogs are 99% wolf DNA still. So they may or may not, I don't know, it hasn't been proven, but I'm willing to bet that they have a migrating instinct. They want to move. They want to discover the world. They want to not just see the same old crap every day. Get them out of your backyard. Let them see the world. Take them somewhere. You got good off-leash. Let the dog explore. You walk with your dog as well. It's healthy for you as well. Healthy for everyone involved. So give the dog what it needs. Okay, which is not a lot of love, but leadership, exercise to alleviate anxiety, leadership to alleviate the mounting stuff and all that, and you will see a better dog. You got to have the discipline to do that. If you let crap slip because of excuses, dog's free to come back and do whatever the heck it wants. And that's what misbehavior comes in. That dog does need a lot of energy. It's an alpha Rottweiler with tons of drive. You got to do something about that. Okay? Please do. Please do. If you want to have a private lesson, come down with me. If you're feeling like you're not confident about the off-leash scenario, please come down with me. We'll work it out. Work it out, 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 work it out. Hard to get off-leash time at times, but totally agree with what you're saying. Yeah, it is. And I go far. I find I drive far to get that, give them that time. I drive far and wide, and I'm always searching and on the look for new places where we can have an adventure. It's an adventure. It's an adventure for the dogs, and it's an adventure with you. That right there is the most, in my opinion, the best way to bond with your dog. Okay? Could you talk more about follower mode when off leash? What I'm saying is this. Okay. So here's your dog, right? Or no, here's you. You're the dot. And then imagine a circle around that dot. You're in the center. And there's a big old circle, maybe 30 feet, 40 feet, wide or whatever. Okay. And so you guys are moving. Here's a circle. Here's you. You guys are moving like this. Okay. If your dog decides to stop, you keep walking but keep them within that circle, 30, 40 feet, right? And you guys should move. Think of it like a pack of wolves moving. The leader doesn't say, "Come on, come, come." What do they do? The leader just gets up and moves, and everybody follows. Doesn't say a word. You want to get it to that point. That's when you have a really good relationship. That your dog not only wants to be by you, wants to follow you, but respects that he has to do it too. Okay? And so my dogs follow me. I don't have to say much, and it's not that I don't say much, but I do. But I don't say a lot at all, and they just know to follow me. Because I keep my praise to a minimum so that I can have good off-leash dogs. Here you go. You want to have good off-leash dogs? Stop petting your dog so much in the house. Stop it. So that your dog enjoys coming to you and is not full of you. Do not allow your dog to become full of you. Let them have you in small doses. Okay? Because you are the one. You are the one that it loves the most. And if it's full of you, it's going to be dismissive of you. If it gets everything it wants, anytime it wants it, why would it listen to you? All right. Hello. Oh. Dog's like, well, we'll be on the couch later on. I don't care. Hell, I'll bite you today. I'll be in the bed tomorrow. No problem. Don't pet the dog until it really counts. Good off-leash dogs come to you happily, wagging tail, waiting to be embraced. But you can't be full of that. You cannot be, what's that word? Indulgent? I don't know. You can't just give the dog praise every single time it wants it. Stop. Let the dog work for what it wants. Give it in small doses. You will have a humble dog. And not a dog that says, "Oh, you want me to come?" No, not doing it. Sorry. Try again. Try 5 more times. Come, 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 come. I was like, nope. I want to go over here. I want to sit over here. I want to sniff over there. I want to chase this squirrel. I want to see about this dog. I want to see about this person. I want to see about this squirrel. He has no regard for you. Doesn't care about you. Because you're a lush for his love. So that's that. I issued a 1-week no pet challenge a while back. If you guys have the problems with your dog, try it. 1 week, no pet. Dog don't need pet. Dog doesn't need maybe it does need affection. But I can guarantee you it gets way too much of it. Way too much. Let it work for what it wants. Pretty simple concept, but easier said than done. Okay, we got some questions and comments going on here. My dog barks uncontrollably at people and especially at other dogs. He loves all people, so I'm not sure why he barks at them, and isn't a huge fan of dogs. He's a 4-year-old Yorkie poo. I am starting to be embarrassed because he barks so much at my neighbors when they are outside. Nothing calms him down. I've tried barking collars, getting his attention on something else, pinch collars, rewarding when he quiets down, etc., and nothing even phases him. Any tips? All right, so if your dog is barking uncontrollably, then that means one of two things. Your dog is really stressed, or your dog is really has tons of pent up energy. And sometimes it's a mixture of them. But uh, one of the things that you can learn is how to add structure in the areas where the dog struggles, not just in the area where the dog struggles, but in the house as well. You want your dog to listen to you and your voice. You have to get the dog to listen to you and your voice inside the house when there's nothing going on. Can your dog listen to you very well in the house? If not, this is where you can clean up a lot of behavior. Dog's not going to listen to you when it's stressed if the dog doesn't listen to you when there's no stress. So that's part of the thing that we do here, is get the dog to listen to us with no stress first, and then we enter those scenarios where the dog is stressed too, and then we already have a dialogue. So what you're going to have to learn is how to discipline that dog, or leave that dog inside the home when it's just you and the dog and whoever else. More control in the house will result to more control in stressful environments. So I encourage you to go to our YouTube channel and start watching some videos on, and I would start with the walk and the place command. Okay, so I have two videos, how to walk and how to do place command. I would watch those videos, study them up, get the proper equipment, and start with just those two things. Okay, because once again, you just have to add more structure in the dog's life for the dog to get to listen to you more, and to learn that it's not necessary to bark and be stressed. All right, thank you for your question. Feel free to ask another one. Okay, and for little dogs, it's going to be a lot tougher because little dogs are harmless, and we allow them to get away with much more. All right, let's see if I missed any questions here. Okay, I panicked at. Oh no, I already saw that. All right. How do you get a dog to stop barking at people when you are walking him? He's a good boy, but when we're walking, he just barks like crazy. So once again, I just kind of went over that. I hope you watched it. But basically, you have to add structure to that walk. But again, add structure in the home to get the dog to listen to your voice. When I say stop, quiet, back, heel, go lay down. If your dog is doing those things without question, then you will see that your dog loses the need to bark at people on walks. Okay? Thank you for your question. Feel free to ask another one. All right, did you just no pet challenge me? I got it. He needs to be reminded that I am the boss and he is a dog. Challenge accepted. All right, Kim, let me know, please. Let me know how that goes. If you want to have a private lesson, you know you got him. All you got to do is say the word, and it's going to be all yours. I'd love to see him again. You know I would. So bring that big boy down, and we'll get him straight. He listens to my husband, but not me. Okay. Well, he's got to listen to you as well if he's going to not bark on the walk. So get him to listen more with you every day in the house, and you'll see that he'll listen to you more when you want him to listen to you more, which is for you on the walk. Okay? Thank you for your question. Alrighty then. I'll answer a couple more questions. Jody has a question. I have a beagle too, and she's very obedient in the house, but it's like her ears are turned off outside off leash. No pet challenge accepted. There you go. Uh-oh, did we just issue another no pet challenge? Lord, I don't want you guys to think I'm some mean butthole that doesn't pet their dog. Because I do. But I am sort of Grinch-like. I will go some time without petting them. Doesn't mean I won't give them walks. Doesn't mean I won't give them what they need. But I really want them to be appreciative of their circumstance, and that's when I can give them some love. But they gotta be. But you have to provide a situation that they can be, that they should be appreciative of. Okay, that's the bigger problem. And once again, we're going back to the whole guilty feeling. If you're feeling guilty in any way about your relationship, it's going to hold your relationship back. So have the discipline to alleviate the guilt, and your relationship will improve. That goes for all relationships, by the way. But who am I? I'm just a dog trainer. I don't know that stuff. Any recommendations for helping out dogs adjust to moving from a suburban area to a rural area? So specifically, we are used to walking daily, but don't know that I will be able to do the same type of walking since we won't have sidewalks. I don't think that walking the perimeter of our yard will be the same. Excuse me. How is your dog off leash? If your dog is off leash, it may be a very good option. If your dog is good off leash, it may be a good option. You may be able to find some good land or space that you can give your dog that type of freedom, you know, without the leash. Hey, let me tell y'all something. I'll get back to this, but let me tell you guys something. Well, man, this just happened in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Okay. And let you guys watching around the United States or wherever you're watching from, you guys let me know if you have experienced the same. But they were trying to pass a law, and it's already passed in a couple of counties around here. The leash length of one county, I think it's city, De Pere, you can't have a leash longer than 4 feet. They're trying to ban retractable leashes because of their lack of control. Oh, sweet. We got somebody from Australia. Hi, Pete. They're trying to ban retractable leashes because dogs are misbehaving on retractable leashes. Okay. So I know a lot of my trainer friends are going to be like, yeah, that's good. It's a good thing. Retractable leashes suck. But there's no tools that suck. All tools can be good. And I guess under the wrong circumstance, all tools can be used for bad. But what Green Bay did, which I read up on, our city said, we need to help educate people as opposed to just taking these leashes away. All right, so that makes me want to contact the city and say, hey, hello, I would like to be the person that educates them. Would love it. I'll do it pro bono. That means free, right? Yeah. I will do it pro bono. Get at me. Let's go. You know, so, but the bigger problem is I had no idea about it until it already had happened. I need to be able to find out. I need to be able to be updated. I need to be able to have a voice so that crap like that doesn't go and slip through the cracks. I can't have that. You know, it could be the e-collar next. It could be the prong collar next. It could be, and then there's just going to make a lot of things tough and crazy. So I want to be able to be the source of education, and you guys help me as well. Especially if you're in Wisconsin, let's spread this word. You know, share my video. That's how we get people to really realize that there is education out there. We got to be able to reach more people. I want to be able to have the sort of responsibility that the city says, hey, let's go ask this expert because he is there to educate. Before we pass a law that makes things worse. That would be horrible. Rescue Dogs 101 just shared my video. I appreciate that. That's how we're going to spread the message, though. We have to have people who do it every single day. Be the people who decide what to do, instead of people who don't do it every day. I do it every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. So I should be the one to have a voice in deciding what's good or bad for dogs. Okay, I'm not saying I should be the say all, but I gotta be able to be there to voice my opinion, so that crazy laws do not be able to be passed without, you know, consenting a professional. Not just, you know, we need a, obviously, because our industry is so regulate or not regulated, and there are different types of training. So not just, you know, this trainer, but also trainers of different backgrounds. You know what I mean? So Courtney says, after following you for at least 3 years and having a prior coach, Sandra Johansson, send her dogs to you, I'd say you'd be awesome. Thank you very much, Courtney. I appreciate that. And I miss those dogs. They were awesome. Okay. Oh, so yeah, I think I kind of answered that question for you. Planning on calling you back tonight or tomorrow regarding Stella and Bam. Bam, super pumped. Good. You be pumped, because we're gonna help you out. We're gonna help you out. Okay. All right. If you guys don't have any last questions or comments, we're gonna get off here. We're gonna be back though. Don't you worry. We won't be back next Thursday. Maybe I'll do it. I'm gonna be in San Diego next Thursday, although we'll be traveling that day. So it'll probably be tough for me to
We'll be on a plane.
say hi. So yeah. Reflection on how the seminar went in San Diego. So we're going to be in San Diego. I'm going to have a seminar teaching pet owners how to do some bite work, just some fun activities where dogs can get their energy out and bond with their owners. It's really cool. A safe, effective way to teach bite work. A lot of people still are under the impression that you shouldn't play tug with your dog. It's a bunch of nonsense. It's crap. If you know how to do it right, it's great. It's fantastic. So that's what I'm going to be teaching dogs in San Diego, or teaching people in San Diego. But I will probably try and go live to just reflect on how it went, and I'll let you guys know. All right. So like I said, if you can, please share this video. Tag a mate or a friend. I'm still thinking of that dog, that guy from Australia just said tag a mate. I said dog. I meant person. Sorry. But anyway, see you in San Diego, Michelle. Can't wait to meet you. Yeah, we'll be here. Let's get this message out. See you next Thursday or next week. I'll let you guys know. Peace. Bye, YouTube. Bye-bye. Okay, bye.